Hello, everybody. We're back. I got my feedback. We're back. How you doing? Welcome to Seekers Chronicles, Paranormal Historians, where the history meets the paranormal. Hey,
so smooth, so smooth,
so smooth. It's getting smoother. We're our episode 51. Episode 51. This is awesome.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it is. And so welcome to the show. Hi, everyone. The fangirl next to me.
Yep, Jenny the fangirl. I didn't even hide it this time. I was just going for it.
Yeah, the fangirl.
He's going to call me that anyway.
Yeah, Jenny the fangirl. And you know her. So I know I didn't do nothing this weekend. I didn't go on the investigation, but I know somebody who did.
Who?
The lady next to me, Miss Fangirl. So how was the investigation?
Shock.
Yeah, I was supposed to go, but I was under the weather, and so I stayed home. And so Jenny did it anyway. So
you were missed. No, I had to. Yeah, you were missed. I did my best to make up for it, and I did my best to entertain them without you. It wasn't the same without you. It never is.
Well, you didn't have the eye candy there.
Everybody was like, "Where's the eye candy?" And we just get you. Oh man!
You should just get a big cutout of me. Just put it there.
Oh, not a bad idea. Well, the good thing is we didn't have any kids, because when the kids are there, it's always good to have you there because they adore you and they learn from you and you're so good with them. But we didn't have any kids, and it only rained for like 10 minutes. But we had an investigation at a farm with the cows and the sheep, outdoors. Awesome. And it was awesome. It turned out to be really awesome. We had the Bandolphs with us. We had Christina Westervelt, and we had a great time. It ended up being wonderful, and we had lots of activity, and it was wonderful. Right outside of a 1850s Gothic mansion owned by Paul Revere's grandson at one time. And we were out in the woods and in the rain and in the farm investigating. Really good stuff. Yeah, we had great
investigations stuff. About rain doesn't stop us. We just go out there and hey, let's get wet. And that's what we do.
I may not have felt that way with my digital recorder. I may have been a little bit like,
oh yeah, well, you got a digital recorder, it costs more than my car.
No, but I was a little bit like, oh no. But turned out to be worth it. We had great EVPs, great activity, amazing activity, actually, interactive activity. And good times, and everybody had fun, and they were like, "When's the next one?" And that makes my heart full.
Yeah, that's great, and I should be making the next one. Yeah,
you will.
Looking forward to.
So, you will. I'm going to come pick you up and drag you there.
Yeah. Well, we do have a good weekend coming. You want to announce that one too?
I do. This weekend, so good. So this weekend we're going to be at an event called The Hollow. It's the second annual event. The Hollow. It's a paranormal, it's a Paracon, and it's also a film fest. So that's pretty cool. This year they've added films, and one of the films, is a documentary, and I'm in it. And so is Kim, our partner Kim, in this podcast. So we have Kim and me and a bunch of other of our good friends, wonderful investigators that are in. It's going to make its debut, its premiere at this festival. Film festival.
That's awesome.
And Anthony and I are speaking together. You and I.
Yeah, we're speakers at the thing, so which is pretty cool.
It's in Boonton, New Jersey. We have a table there, and we're speaking together.
Yeah, I'll be showing my spirit on and advertising the podcast. So, if anybody's interested, you got a location, give us a stop by, and maybe we'll book you on there. Hey, anything's possible.
Hey, you know what?
You
got it. So, hi, everybody out there joining us already, and we appreciate it. All our friends are here. Awesome. I did get a note from Adam that said he'd be late. We do require that.
Yeah, Adam. Yeah, Adam always gives us if he can't come to the show. If he can't come in the audience or the chat, he gives us sick notes or
Yeah, I want a doctor's note.
He calls you up and makes sure it's okay with you. So,
He'll be here. He'll be here in a little while. I know. But hi, everybody. Hi, Mary Beth.
Okay. So we got two fantastic guests.
Sure
I know forever. It's like I'm really They're great people, and you want to do the announcement? You're better at the announcement than I am.
I know, but I was thinking maybe you should do it tonight.
No, you could do it.
Okay.
I'm better at it.
Happy to. Happy to.
I know you're always happy. If I keep you happy, I got to be happy.
I love it. Happy paranormal wife, happy life.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jenny the Fangirl is here, and I purposely changed my name tonight because I am a fan of these two. And I've been circling this on my calendar for a long time, but couldn't wait to speak with them. Tonight, we have the wonderful, amazing, great people, great investigators, fascinating people, Rosalind and Michael Lewis.
Hey, guys.
Wow. We have to work hard to live up to that.
No, you don't. Just
that was an intro.
That's awesome. Hi, everybody.
That was nothing.
Thanks for joining us. And thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us here.
Oh yeah.
We're so happy.
Yeah. I've been wanting to get you guys on the show for a while. And I usually like to go to people and talk to them and say, hey, you want to go on the show and stuff? And I caught up to you in Gettysburg. So it's like,
yes, Gettysburg.
That's I got to get them on.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. That was a great weekend.
It was great.
Yeah.
We had a great time. So,
this past year was so good. I told Anthony, the year before it was so wonderful. I'm like, I don't know if I can top this, but let me tell you, this year it did.
Oh, yeah.
It really did.
You know what?
It gets better every year.
We noticed that. We actually remarked to each other that, we've been going for 3 years. I think we missed the first 2. And we've been going every year since then. And we're talking about the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash that happens in every July. It's a paranormal fundraiser for a couple of children's charities, for Wounded Warriors Foundations.
Yes.
And it's just a really wonderful event full of community and fellowship and, no egos, because, we won't have that. We're not letting that in. It's just a good group of people run by Steve and Pam Barry, and absolutely wonderful event. And every year we have a great time. Every year we leave with our hearts full. But yeah, we actually remarked to each other that this year it felt different. It just felt larger than all of us. You know what I mean? Like this connectedness and this sense of warmth and love, and just everyone was just so kind and lovely and open. And it does seem to top itself every year. And we can't even imagine what next year is going to bring, because we'll already be there. We're already ready to go. It's on the calendar. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's like for those who, enjoy paranormal conventions and gatherings of that type, there's that interesting exponential math, like so many like-minded people in one spot. It just feels more than it possibly should, because everyone is feeding off of each other and creating that just vibe and that connection. And, look around the country, there's so many small outlets of ghost groups or solo investigators. So, people traveling all across the country to come in. We gave readings to people from Colorado and from all up and down the eastern coast. And it's got that extraness, and exactly what she said. For some reason, just I don't know if it's just the people being there who are supposed to be there, if you kind of believe in that kind of thing. But the vibe this year was amazing.
It was. Yeah, I agree with both of you, because I've been going to that since the second one, all the different, and this year it's like, what I like about Gettysburg Bash is that not only the money goes to different people, different organizations, the Wounded Warriors and the children with cancer and all that stuff. But what I like about it is afterwards, hey, Greg.
Greg.
Hey. So what I like about it is that people that just got into the paranormal and people that had experience of paranormal all get together and party together. Like we're all, you could be part of a show, or somebody just does it on weekends, and we'll all come together as one. Yes. And that's what I like about it.
Yeah.
You can have a beer with somebody that's got into the paranormal, or somebody that's been in for I mean, that's what I like about it. It's more like a family thing that we all get together. So
yeah, I agree.
That's what I like about that, you know.
There was
I always
a lot
thank
of love this year.
Steve on this. You know, the Barrys, they're always
Oh,
thank
they're
you.
good people.
And
Yes.
you know, of all the places that you can have a paranormal gathering, you're in Gettysburg, and the hotel when you're driving from there to go get something from the store or some food, you're on a turnpike that was in the middle of day 3 of the Gettysburg battle itself.
Yeah.
It like history is right there.
Yeah.
The barns, the farmsteads, the fields, it's all right there. So you can't help but have that also appreciation and awe that, history, and you guys are, paranormal historians. It's something else.
Yeah. That place is like a candy store for the paranormal and the history.
Right.
Yeah.
You got both. And that's what's perfect about our show is because we like to cover both. So that's a perfect spot for us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
So
Definitely.
we'll
Start at the beginning. Let's start at the beginning.
You want to ask the question? You don't want the normal one question, Jen? See,
I know that everyone gets asked on every podcast, but it gets us started, and it's important.
Okay.
Let's ask both of you individually how you started on this crazy paranormal journey that we are all on together.
Do you want to start?
Sure.
Michael's show is a little more shorter story, huh?
Probably shorter, yeah. It's a little succinct.
But no less important.
So I was a scrappy ne'er-do-well young teenager, and my older brother Alan was friends in our hometown of Webster, a suburb of Rochester, New York.
No, stop right there. I'm from Fairport.
Get out of here, Jenny. Get out of here.
I'm not joking. I went to Fairport High School.
Whoa.
My sister lives in Webster. I was just about to say, where is that accent from?
Yeah, as soon as I say the word Rochester, people know. If you're from Western
Sorry.
New York, you know.
Carry on. I'm
No,
sorry.
that's awesome.
I always tell me Southern
really
Canadian.
Yeah, people get to say that to me a lot.
Yeah, right? So, so when I was in high school, one of the guys that my brother was good friends with, John Jeff Unger, he was at SUNY Geneseo, and his suite mate Christopher DeCesare and he were part of an intense paranormal haunting that lasted 11 weeks, and their story is going to be on Netflix like this week or next week.
Yes.
On
October,
a major
the second week of October, I think.
Okay, yeah, on a major documentary.
Yeah.
So
And Chris was just on our show talking about it. So a couple
Okay.
weeks ago,
Yeah, you guys
stellar.
So those watching probably know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yep, Prince of a guy. Yeah.
Prince of a guy.
And so, I just sitting there thinking my thoughts, and I would go to church on Sundays, but I didn't really know much about ghosts and stuff. But suddenly I was getting the evidence and the stories from people like weeks after it all happened. And, it made an impact on me. I'm like, well, geez, what does this all mean? So at some point it kind of wove in with my religious beliefs, and I kind of would weigh things, and nothing seemed to really, rule out the other perspective. So, over the next couple of years, several of us started to kind of look into.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Is your window open? Behind you?
Oh no, a fan is blowing.
Oh, okay.
He's like, guys, the more you talk about things, the more that curtain moves.
How cool would that be?
Yeah.
You
No,
guys.
it has happened. It has happened. We've
You
had
had to
blank
debunk it.
slabs.
You had to debunk it.
Right,
I'm
And
sorry.
our son's
Continue.
walking around.
We're
if
gonna
you
get
see a
through this.
person.
Sorry.
right, yeah.
Well, we keep interrupting you, Michael. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
hey,
sorry. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Mike.
I'm getting paid by the word, I think, so I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right.
By the letter.
I'm watching the counter go up, and every time I speak, it's like ting.
Ching,
So-
ching.
Yeah,
Ka-ching, ka-ching.
right. Amounts to no actual coins, but that counter has him talking a lot. So yeah, and so we started to look at historical places around Rochester, and to kind of look at paranormal gifts and spiritual gifts and talents, and try and posit what it all means, and do research. So yeah, I was in a group of people for 5, 6, 7 years, and through that I discovered that I can sometimes hear something that you can't hear with your regular ears, or occasionally feel things. And so the spooky, strange, and miraculous started to weave into my life, and it's been there ever since. Not talking about you, except for the miraculous. miraculous.
He saved you.
Oh
yeah,
she's the miraculous part.
Good.
Yeah, that's it. Spooky, strange, miraculous.
Oh my gosh.
You better get that straight.
I was gonna say, if the fan is too loud, let us know, by the way, because I keep hearing okay, good. So my stories, I guess they started pretty different, but we ended up in the same place. So for me, some people that do know me, and now it's been a few years, 2011 is actually when I was on season 2 of Ghost Hunters Academy on the Sci-Fi Channel. And if you're not familiar with that, that was a reality TV show, paranormal TV show by Ghost Hunters. And it was just as Grant was leaving the show, but it was before it was publicly announced. And the goal of the TV show was to have a competition, which, let's face it, that's stupid. But that was what they were doing. They were holding a paranormal reality competition to see who would
that show.
Yeah, it's weird. They only had 2 seasons. And the goal was to find the next member of their group. So I was on there. I think I lasted, like every week they'd vote somebody off. I think I lasted like 4 of the 6 episodes, something like that.
Nice.
Adam Berry actually was the one who won my season.
That's Adam in the middle there?
Yep, Adam, he's in the middle. Yep,
between he's the tall guy.
Yeah, he's the tall one. You might have seen Vera Martinez. Well, yeah, if you're familiar with the what did they do? They did those some films at the Conjuring House called the oh gosh, I can't remember what it's called, but her and her husband Kendall Welpton, who was one of our videographers on the show, she actually ended up getting married years later. They made some things at the Conjuring called The House That Talks, or I can't remember what it's called. I'll have to look it up. But so yeah, and Michelle Tate, I think, was on Ghost Hunters briefly, but she didn't last that long on there. So yeah, you may have seen some of the other people. But anyway, that was what people know me from. But I've been ghost hunting for a very long time. So despite being on there as a cadet, I've been ghost hunting since 1999 is when I joined my first group. And that was a group in southern New Jersey, which is where I grew up, right outside of Philadelphia. So we grew up, we spent those first years. This is before the paranormal TV shows existed. Internet was like not what it is today. Back then, everything was done by like email. We would be like, oh, we're having an investigation tonight. There was no social media. And yeah, that's how I got my start. It was like October. It was this time of year. Down in my hometown in 1999, and that was when I saw our local ABC affiliate was running one of those kind of like lifestyle, seasonal lifestyle segments, just like the cool things going on around town. And they did an interview with a paranormal investigator, and I had never seen that done. It was kind of like a fresh thing to have happening right in your backyard. So I went right out and joined, and have been involved ever since. So did that for many years. I started out as a member. When I left the group, I was actually assistant director, and we were the TAPS family group for New Jersey, for Eastern Pennsylvania, and for Delaware, because they didn't have anybody in Delaware. So we covered that one too. And yeah, we were investigating. I've done hundreds of investigations, and that's not like a pat on the back thing. It's just what I did, and most of what we did was private homes. So it wasn't, we did it because we loved it, but most of it was we were helping people. We did it all for free. We never charged a thing. And we would be out. We would have 2 to 3 investigations per weekend with a group of maybe up to like 30 people at different times. Sometimes people would be like on hiatus, but it was about 30 of us, maybe 17 that were really active at any given time. And yeah, we might be in 3 places on Friday and on Saturday helping people. And that was what we loved. We would also do paranormal fundraisers for historic locations. This was early days before people were doing it. That's what we did.
Yes.
And we would do a lot of teachings, and we would also all September, October, November, we would do free lectures for libraries. And the goal was always to get the word out and get our names out. Again, not for ego, but like we weren't getting anything from this other than the love of the game and to be able to help more people. You know, if one more frightened person can learn that, you know, you're not crazy, you know, there's somebody that will listen, or maybe you are crazy, but you might also be haunted. You know what I mean? So, and that was part of what we did that was different than I see a lot of people do maybe today. They don't ask the people enough questions. I feel like if you're trying to help people like in their homes, you really need to dig more into what's going on in their lives. For us, we made it a very formal approach. We would have a 50 question, I think it was, questionnaire that we would have the people fill out before we ever went to the house. And then before we did the formal investigation. Now, not everyone has this luxury of time. I get that, you know. But back then we had a big group and we had the time because there was a lot of demand for our help. So we would then have a preliminary group go out, like 2 to 3 investigators. You could go out during the day, in the evening, whenever was convenient for the homeowner. And the goal of that was to sit down with this questionnaire and ask them questions, interview them, and see, you know, number one, is what you're saying matching up to what you said on the paper? And number two, is there more information we need? And then number 3, we would assess the location to see, is there anything natural that's causing like a high EMF spike? Is there something we can rule out? And when we do investigate, how many people do we need? Because we need to cover all floors. Our goal was always to have some people on each floor if possible, so that if there were ghosts there with any sort of cognizance, they weren't going to where we weren't. You know what I mean? Like if they don't want to be bothered and we're on the 2nd floor, they might dip down to the basement. So we would try to bring it if we could. Yeah. So that was what we would do. And then we would then schedule the investigation for a Friday or Saturday night. And so we did that. I did that for many years as a assistant director. And then finally I got scouted for the TV show. Now, it wasn't something I was looking to do. I had done little interviews before for different TV shows, but I was always a quiet, shy introvert in the back. You know, I wouldn't contribute a ton because, again, I was very shy. But when this opportunity came, they wrote to me and said, hey, we're looking to cast people for this TV show, and we're wondering, we think you'd be a good fit. We're wondering if you're interested. And I read the email and I deleted it because I thought, come on. We would get emails, you know, sometimes from TV shows that were just trying to get people in. I mean, we're outside of Philly, and a lot of them would come down there and film. And I thought, oh, they must have sent this to everybody, but they didn't. So I pulled it out of the trash and I said, wow, you know, I don't like the sound of my voice. I don't like to see myself on camera. I don't, you know, I'm just shy. But if I could do what I love and support my family, I mean, and travel and see the country, which I hadn't done up to that point. I mean, why wouldn't I? So that's how I got started in that. That's my background with the CV. And then finally how Michael and I met and how I proceeded past that. So yes, I didn't win the show. But when I came home, now I had some new opportunities to go and travel the country and do Paracons. And you know, the first one was down at like Amarillo, Texas. And, you know, just got to go around and meet more people and kind of just expand my network of people that I knew. And just, you know, I'd learned so much from being part of my group and having so much experience, but I swear I've doubled my knowledge since just meeting great people, you know, like you guys, just being out and seeing how you do things, how you approach things, how you process things, you know, that might be different than me. Like all of that is beautiful. So that really, really is where the next phase of my paranormal engagement, you know, opened up. And honestly, this has really been the best part. You know, I love the networking, even I'm still shy, but you know, it's like, you kind of have to get out of your own way to connect with people. And we absolutely love this. So that's what we love. We love hanging out and just talking to people, you know. When Michael and I do our lectures together, that's a big part of what we do. When we talk to people on a topic, we'll always say, you know, number one, we don't want you to agree with us. We want you to hear our point of view. And then you are meant to sit there and decide, like, all right, how much of this makes sense? If it makes sense, put it in your toolbox, go and experiment with it. If some things we say don't make sense, discard them. But, you know, it's no one should be telling you any facts, because there are very few facts in in ghost hunting. I mean, let's face it, we don't even know what a ghost is. No one knows.
Right. There's no experts.
No, what is a ghost? We don't know. It's all theory. It's belief, it's faith, it's, but we don't know. So yeah, that was my my long-winded explanation.
No, I love that. I say that all the time. I said this literally today. I'm like, we know nothing.
No, we don't.
Nothing.
We're in our infancy.
We know nothing.
It's great that we're open now.
I agree with you.
People talk, but there are no real experts. You might be an expert on like a piece of equipment, but again, most I think all of the equipment we use, none of it was actually developed to find ghosts, to detect ghosts. We adapt things that are made for other things, and we're trying to find evidence of whatever traces they leave, but it's all theory. So you have to be open-minded, What's your thoughts, Mike?
We were pretty low tech when we were doing our stuff in the mid late 90s, and so it was a lot of just experience. We were lucky that the group of us, sometimes someone was more clairvoyant and could see things. Someone else might be clairaudient. Someone else might be able to sense the feelings and emotions. So, it kind of worked out to balance everyone. And then, there'd be one or two folks, who were kind of trying to apply the scientific method. So that can be really helpful, because if everyone's all woo woo and feelings and that, then, you're not going to track your data as rigidly as is going to help you after you get home and you're like, okay, so what did we actually get? What did the photos say? What are the, the temperature drops and that kind of stuff. So, but it's amazing how, much technology there is now, all the devices that have been used throughout the years, and now apps on phones and, special pieces of electronics. I think, Jenny, the investigation we were at with you, was it the Hoover House, something that in central New York, where
I think it was at the 1890.
That's the one. Yeah.
And that was it.
People had like luggage, and they're opening up luggage, and each person has like a table for their equipment. I'm like, all right, we've got the voice recorder, and does this light do anything? So
it's funny because I'm with you. Ask Anthony. I bring my digital recorders, and that's it. That's right. Because I focus, on that. But that's why it's good when you just said when you work with others. Like I'm not as sensitive whatsoever, but I love working with them. Like Kim, who does this podcast with us, Anthony. I can say, hey, where do I start? What are you getting? Because otherwise, I walk into a house and it's nice, it's pretty. I don't know where to start. Don't know where to, what to do. And that helps me. And I think, like you said, Michael, like the combination, right? You called it woo-woo. I love that. The woo-woo and the science, which is more my side, it goes together so well. Like you wouldn't think it would, but it really does. And you get better putting it together.
Yeah.
Using your individual talents and thoughts and backgrounds. It just gets better when you do it together, I think.
I'm starting to go back to the old stuff because some of this new stuff is coming out. It's nice to have the old tools, doesn't matter what it is, but it doesn't give you as a haunting. So I'm going back to some of the old stuff with dowsing rods and a lot of the equipment coming out now, it's the same equipment that when we first started, we used to buy in Home Depot.
Sure.
They're coming out and they're just putting in a fancier box with the lights and the bells and stuff like that.
Yep.
So and hopefully more shielded. Hopefully it's more shielded, because remember the ELF zones? Did you start with that? The little white, those things aren't shielded, so like everything sets them off.
No,
so
I did have one. Yes.
And again, they weren't made for us.
No, I get you. Anthony made dowsing rods out of coat hangers.
I got a whole room of equipment that I'm starting to put in boxes and put it in the shelf because, I'm starting to, like I said, getting back to the older stuff because I got the same evidence and stuff with the older stuff that I'm getting with the newer stuff.
Yeah.
But there is stuff coming out that helps you out more with the voices and everything else,
Right.
but yeah.
There's definitely a
Body
place for
camera,
technology.
digital recorder.
Mhm.
You know, but you know, we've been on investigations where everyone is so busy staring at the screen
Yes.
that, you know, they don't see what's around them.
Thank you.
So if you're going to be overloaded with tech, at least take some time where you just set it down, set it next to you, let it monitor, but
That's right.
let your eyes acclimate to the darkness. You know, the shadow people that I've seen in the dark. It's like as if the darkness solidifies, you know, and then it's a person there. So, but you're going to miss that if you're not looking around. Can I just comment on two comments in the chat? So it's funny because there's two right side by side. Mary Beth was saying, is someone cooking? Yeah, you probably heard our son. Her son graduated college in May. And
okay.
Yeah, so he's back home. He just got home from work at 8. Yeah, he was in the kitchen heating up his dinner. And the funny thing about that is the comment right above that is Greg O'Brien. Yeah, he said, come to Fort Mifflin and film. And yeah, the last time we were at Fort Mifflin, actually, I think we had Ethan with us.
Came to Fort Mifflin and filmed.
Oh yeah, yes, we did. Yeah, that was Oh yes. Ghost Hunters Academy did. I was season 2, so I wasn't part of that one.
Okay.
But I think the second paranormal Paracon I ever did was actually at Fort Mifflin. That was with Ben Hansen, Jane Riley, me. I think that was all of us that were there. Yeah, we did an event at Fort. I think that's when Greg and I probably met back in 2012, probably 2012. But yeah, so yeah, I had to debunk the.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I like Greg.
Oh, Greg, yeah, he's great in Fort Mifflin. If you guys haven't been,
that's why I met him.
Trip. Definitely worth the trip.
Yes, absolutely.
Gettysburg and all those.
Oh yeah,
he's a good guy. Yeah.
We tell everybody that's like one of the stops when people say, "Hey, I'm in Texas or I'm in California. What are the ones you recommend in New Jersey and New York and that area?" We always say Fort Mifflin, White Hill Mansion. Like, you know, they're friends of ours. They're great locations, and you know you can't miss it, kind of thing.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
Yeah. Fort Mifflin I had a good time there. I had a lot of experiences. I drew some pictures from there. So yeah.
Well, look at this. You have a beautiful voice.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
You do.
I'll send you one of my songs and you'll say, oh, well, keep trying.
Get back in the shower and sing.
Yeah, right.
He's too funny. Michael, I got to ask you because we're both, well, I'm not from Rochester, but I just went to high school there, you know. Yeah. I actually got my start in the paranormal by going to Valentine and Fishers. Do you know Valentine?
Oh, no. I mean, I heard the name, but I didn't know where it was located.
It's in Fishers, right by Eastview Mall, like across from it. Right across from it. Yeah. That building. That was my first experience, and that's in college. Just going to college was how I got started there. I read a book by a historian from Fishers who wrote about Valentine. And I got so hooked that you could put history and the paranormal together because I love them together. Yeah. That it got me started. So I didn't know if you ever went there. I thought I'd ask if you'd ever been there.
Yeah.
I know Ghost Hunters went there.
That's cool.
On an episode.
Yeah, I've seen it. You know, you drive right past it all the time. But yeah. Wow, okay, that's fascinating.
What are some of the locations you did there in Rochester? Because I didn't investigate there. I came to Rutgers and stayed here. Fell in love and stayed here.
You
know how it goes.
New Brunswick.
You know how it goes.
Rutgers, New Brunswick?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Yes. Shout out. Go are you?
Yeah, our daughter-in-law is a scientist at Rutgers, but I don't think it's New Brunswick. I think it's another like a smaller satellite. She has a lab,
like Camden or something. Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember. They live in Trenton, but I think it's near. It's
probably Camden. Yeah. Cool.
So, she's a scientist.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
There you go.
Nerd. Anyway.
And she appreciates the woo-woo. Yeah.
Yeah. What are some of the locations in Rochester that you did? The library? I know that's purported.
That was an interesting time period because some of the folks in the group didn't live in Rochester, so we were kind of part upstate, and we had a Newburgh, Poughkeepsie contingent, and then there was also some folks on Long Island. So we would kind of alternate where we were doing our meetings.
Wow.
But the one that sticks out to me, and it also kind of highlighted the combination of talents, was the site of Frederick Douglass's house. So he was a noted Rochesterian,
Yes.
during the abolitionist movement, when he wrote his autobiography, and he published a newspaper called the North Star. And so Rochester and parts of New York had a lot going on, because at the time he was also in contact with the suffragettes. So
Yes.
So we went to this empty lot in the city, kind of near Cornhill, kind of but there was there was nothing there, but that's where his home had been. And so we got there in the middle of the night, like 9 to 10 o'clock at night, and some folks could kind of see the outline of a house, even though there was no structure there. So that was kind of like interesting thing number one. And then so in a sense, it was kind of like doing an EVP session. We kind of had a conversation, and some people could hear Frederick Douglass talking to us. And so this was, again, for folks who like history and locations, earmark this part of the experience. Sometimes groups will go in and find out everything they can to help them have a more informed investigation. And some groups want to go in without doing the research, so that whatever they hear isn't prejudiced or tainted. So on that occasion, it was more that thing. We'd all heard a little bit about the famous life of Frederick Douglass, but we hadn't done research into the particulars. So we heard some things during that conversation with the heir, and we got to verify it afterwards, and a lot of the details lined up. And on top of it was kind of I'm not going to say salty, but a bit of, we got a little bit of attitude, a admonishment, a lecture, a mission, perhaps, that, if you want to help me, then help my people, said Frederick Douglass's spirit. So yeah, some of the things that lined up were, he talked about kind of helping to march with the suffragettes, and then as women's rights kind of started to get recognized, it took many more decades for the Black Civil Rights Movement to experience the same thing. So he kind of made comment about kind of marching with them and then getting left behind, which we, it was like, what? And then we researched, and
that'll make a good song.
And then we found out about that.
Yeah.
And I can't remember some of the details now, because this was going back about 30 years, but either like references to where certain people were buried. We'd never heard the word Potter's Field before, but that can be an area of a cemetery where, there's less of the markers and more of the people of common birth. Yeah. And then I think there was something in there too that we didn't know about, like either a brother or son of his. And like I said, it's been a while, but later on we did the investigation and found out, okay, yeah, that matched up with parts of his biography. So it was fascinating because, I was pretty new to this stuff, and, I'm on this wide lawn expanse, and kind of I could feel something in the air, but I wasn't hearing any of this, and I wasn't like directly seeing a ghost. So, but, people that I knew and trusted were reporting these things independently. So, that one really stuck out to me. I mean, it's so
wow. And so the whole Susan B. Anthony being in that area too,
correct.
like in that general area. Wow.
That's awesome.
That's quite the story. Wow.
Yeah.
I like what you said too about the approach of, going in sometimes with knowledge and sometimes with none. I know a lot of times we kind of feel like because we only have like one bite of the apple, we kind of want to come in armed with information so you know where to focus. But when we were doing private homes, we would actually have only the team leader would know the paranormal claims. Because again, remember, we had a preliminary meeting and they wrote a report. So now the team leader would know what was what. They would know what the perceived hotspots were. And then when they would set their team up, they would not tell the team what the claims were. So yeah, it was really great when you could have people in different parts of the building or different groups as they rotated into one certain spot, and different people would have similar experiences or come up with the same name or something like that. Like, yeah, that was just, it kind of helps elevate the evidence, and also, like you say, help not go in with a preconceived notion of what you think you're going to get, because
what to expect.
So that was really helpful. And I remember when we were filming our TV show, we were riding back from the one of the locations we were investigating, and I think Fort Delaware, and I was talking to Dave Tango about that, and his thought was, he goes, oh, so now the investigators can actually be a tool as well as the actual, paranormal equipment you're using. So it was like, yes, that was very helpful. Hi, Chris. Oh, we love Chris.
We were just talking about you.
Yeah, we're just talking about you.
We were just talking about you.
Michael and I would never have met had it not been for Chris DeCesare.
That's
He's the reason we met, and the reason we were married since 20.
It gets better and better.
Yeah. It's the power of community.
Chris introduced me to both of you.
Yeah. It's your fault, Chris.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, sometimes I curse him.
When Chris introduced me to you, Rosalind, he introduced me to you. You came over, you hugged me, you said, welcome to this family.
Oh.
That's what you said to me.
Yeah,
Welcome
see, that's that
I always remember that.
It's like we have a question. We're all so connected. Oh, we love questions. Curious about any early childhood experiences.
I'm going to start with this one and then throw it.
Did you have any like Anthony when he was 3 years old?
Ooh.
So,
I know.
Early childhood experiences, the easy answer for me is no. I think my first experience was probably about age 15. I remember going to a family funeral, and my dad's younger brother had passed away suddenly. Love you too, CD.
Yeah.
Bucknard.
I can't do that. There it goes.
And so we were at my uncle's funeral, and during the calling hours, he had 4 daughters that were ranged from like 14 to like 20. And he had passed away during one of it was supposed to be a destination wedding, and he passed away. So they ended up putting the ceremony on hold. And so at the calling hours, I'm just there, emoting and being there for my family. And I guess he was a tall gentleman like myself, like 6'1", 6'2". I saw this tall, glowing form following my Aunt Mary around, like always like right next to her shoulder. And I was like, okay. And, what if people, when they pass on, have the ability to stay for a while and watch over things, like that would have been the time, watching over his girls, watching over his widow. And so that was probably my first thing that I ever experienced. And that was like around age 15. But this one, she started a little earlier.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. When I was a very young girl, I mean, I grew up in, a Christian, a religious family. Grew up Methodist. And, we didn't really talk about this stuff, the paranormal. Mm-hmm. And when I was a young girl, like maybe as young as 6 or 7, I started to have premonitions. And it would always be something negative that was going to happen soon to like a family member. And it wasn't always like, dire, but it wasn't lottery numbers. And they really didn't want to hear it because, nobody wanted to believe it or acknowledge it. I think a lot of Black people are very superstitious. And you really just don't want to mess with things, that whole don't start none, won't be none type of thing. And my family didn't want to hear it. And as they became more and more concrete premonitions and more verified, then they would listen more, but they still didn't like to talk about it. And I would say my Aunt Sharon, who's since passed away, had the best way of saying it. She would say, "Let the dead stay dead." So when I was probably about 8, we were at my great grandmother's house, and siblings, cousins, we started playing with some Ouija board. And my aunt had one of those real old wooden ones. The thing probably had some history to it. And playing with the Ouija board, and it's just a game, right? It's just a game. It's just a game. And years later, I'd moved out when I was 12. We moved to a different house, a townhouse, my mom, my siblings, and me. And I went and visited my grandmother's house, and hey, there's the Ouija board. So I took it with me and started playing with it. And that's what I call my crazy Ouija board summer. That was a summer that my best friend who lived next door, and I just became obsessed. Like,
oh, really?
Obsessed.
You got sucked in.
Obsessed
with the board. Oh my gosh, it was terrible. It was terrible. It started very innocent. It was the spirits were telling us that they all were children. We'd ask some questions, and this thing would fly. It would move, and we were not pushing it. We legitimately, I wasn't pushing it, and my friend was 3 years younger. She was 9. I was 12.
Wait, was this at your house?
Yes. At our townhouse.
I didn't know if you went somewhere else to do it.
Oh no, we were idiots. Again, remember, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have
stupid, crazy Ouija board.
We had no clue. Stupid, stupid, crazy. I should write that book. So me and Donna were playing with the board, and the spirits would tell us they were children, and they all would tell us how old they were when they died, and the tragic way that they died. The one drowned, and this and that, and we believed all of it. And it progressed. We were so comfortable. And then suddenly it started to change, and they started to literally tell us they were demons.
Oh, no.
I am not making this up. I do not lie. They literally use that word. And again, remember, no paranormal TV shows. Like today, you hear that word every other time. Shows go in the dark.
So you were like,
then, we were like, what? But we still, again, because that's kind of how it goes when you're dealing with
still communicating
and an obsession. It's inch by inch, which is why it's so dangerous. So yes,
and
that
you were
was what
child
happened.
also, so you didn't.
We were kids.
They know that too.
So vulnerable. So our guards were very much down. And here was the funny thing about it. We were drawing pictures of them. They told us their names. Like, names are really ridiculous, but we wrote down the names and everything. And the thing about it is, we loved doing it during the day. At night, we were terrified. It was like the house felt like it came alive at night. And we lived in townhomes, so she was right on the other side of the wall. We each had our own different experiences, but I can't speak for her. But for me, it was, the house felt electric at night. I was terrified. Every sound, everything. Now, I'm not saying there was a bunch happening. I mean, some of it was just, they were new townhomes. Some of it was settling, I'm sure. But some of it was not. And I know one night I came out of the bedroom to go and use the restroom right next door at the end of the hall. I walk out of my bedroom, and I kid you not, I saw something standing like maybe 4 feet high outside my bedroom door with glowing green eyes.
Wow.
Kid you not. Yeah. I couldn't see it. It was all shadow, but I saw the eyes, and it was no pupils, like the entire shape of an eye, like ours, but just the white, and everything was glowing green, like luminescent green. And, I walked past it because I'm like stumbling in the bathroom. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And your brain is trying to figure out, but your body's still moving. And I went in the bathroom. I'm like, no, that's my imagination. But I could still see like that after effect of like when you stare into a bright light and you look away, you could still see it. I could still see it. So I told my family about it the next day. My mom was like trying to debunk it and couldn't, and I couldn't, but I was scared, but didn't stop playing with the board. I kid you not. Finally, one day I'm playing with the board. I'm talking to God. God.
Yeah. God.
Kid you not.
I'm God. Right.
That was was the progression. And I called my aunt and I said, Grandma, Aunt, I was talking to God today. The next day they came.
It was like,
oh, that happened. Oh, okay, yeah.
No, it's happened. I've gotten, Who are you? I'm the devil. I'm God. Yeah,
Isn't
totally.
That something? So the next day I was taking a nap and they took the board. And the funny thing about it is that didn't stop us. We were obsessed. So we made a board out of cardboard, and it still worked. So yeah, it was we were like recklessly just lurching forward down the rabbit hole. We were looking for trouble and didn't know it. We didn't know, you know.
No judgment. No, it sucks you in. That's the whole idea.
And that's the thing. 6? It was no. At that point, I was 12. And my friend was 9.
I missed that. Okay.
Yeah,
right.
No.
And so right around your age was this shadow. Like that height, right? Like around 4
It was
4 feet.
It was smaller than me. Yeah, it was a little smaller. So it was shorter. Today, if somebody told me that story, I would have some theories on what that was, and I probably wouldn't think it was good.
Right.
But yeah, and the thing is, has anything else overt happened since then? No, that was where it seemed to end. But you always wonder with the theories, like, all right, you opened a door, now there's an awareness. I don't know. I will say that many years later, I did, in the group I was a part of, that we actually had a subset of our group that specialized in the dark cases, the negative cases, the destructive, the violent, the possibly demonic, if you believe in that, and it's fine if you don't, but there's different theories. But the cases that seemed to be that type of case, you know, we dealt with that. You know, I'm not a demonologist. I'm not anything like that. I'm just somebody who was trying to help people and made that decision, you know, and it wasn't a decision to be taken lightly, you know, when you became part of that subset. And it wasn't like it was the cool kids table. It was the people that were willing to take the risks to help people. Knowing
that's serious. That's a serious choice. Definitely.
Yeah. And, you know, because sometimes you would get attacked. So, you know, but it was something that I decided that was important, and I was willing to do it. And I'm glad I did. You know, we some people you couldn't really help. Some people we really did. You know, there were people that we would bring up to Connecticut. If you guys know John Zaffis, and I don't know if you know his friends, Deb and Larry Elward. They're writing a lot of books together right now. But you know, they're all best friends, and Father Larry Elward is a priest, and his wife Deb is a clairvoyant psychic.
Yes, I've read books with her.
Yes, and they're amazing. And back then, like that was back in the 2005 maybe or so, we would bring people up from New Jersey and they would do exorcisms. And we only had to do a few because again, it's not a commonplace thing. And people that say that everything is a demon, people that say everything is dangerous, if they say you need to throw holy water on people all the time, like that's sensationalism, or you're misunderstanding what you're dealing with.
Right.
This, whether you call it demonic or just negative, the negative stuff is rare, in my opinion. And it's not something to be taken lightly, but it's also not something to sensationalize and make it seem like it's some exciting wild ride, because it's not. You know, these are people's lives that are turned upside down by something they don't understand and don't know how to deal with. So, and again, I'm not casting anything. That's not what I do. I'm the support staff, you know, people that are knowledgeable and experienced and know what they're doing. You know, those are the people that are really on the front lines. And, you know, those are the people like Larry and Deb. They would let us come up and bring people into their homes, and, you know, they would be getting attacked before we would get there. They would have all kinds of disruption, you know, trying to disrupt us from helping people. But yeah, it's like I said, it's a subset, but you know, the question started with, you know, my childhood, and that was, Chris understands firsthand, you know, things that are negative, it's not fun. You know, you see the effect it has on people. The worst case we had was actually one that ended in a suicide, you know, where a man in Fairless Hills, Pennsylvania barricaded himself in his house, and the SWAT team came in because they thought he had his wife in there, but she wasn't in there. But he barricaded himself in and made some very, I don't want to say the word, but some threats of self-harm on a group that he was a part of, a membership group. And that those people took it seriously and called the authorities. And he ended up, you know, eliminating himself in the house. And that was a house that we had investigated. We had been there like 3 weeks before, and everything was innocuous. Everything was peaceful. It was flat. You know, it was. Do you
think it's more individual like that, like to him? You know, the effect.
I do.
Can it be?
I'm not sure what he had done and how he attracted or got enmeshed in whatever this was. But I will say that we had a rule in our group, if we went and did an investigation and, after we did all of our pre-work and we decided it was a case worth doing, because again, our time was limited. If we come to your house and we get nothing, like if everything is flat, we're like automatic repeat investigation, because it seems like things are unnaturally flat, like something's cloaking or hiding and waiting for us to just go away. And that was a case that was unnaturally flat. It was so peaceful. I spent more time, talking to the kitty cats than, actually getting evidence, because it was nothing. And then 3 weeks later, we called to do, because another thing we would do that some groups don't do, but they might want to employ, when we finish an investigation, again, private homes only, we would assign one of the team members who had been there that night to be your contact person. So they are going to contact you in 48 hours to check in with you. That person will contact you in 2 weeks to check in. And then every 2 weeks until we finish our formal report and send you the report with any evidence that we collected. And so I was the contact person. And I went, I called her 48 hours. Yeah, everything's good. Everything's flat. No problems. 2 weeks later, everything's cool. After that, I couldn't reach her. Finally, probably 5 weeks later, she said, oh yeah, this is what happened. And it was really just a tragic situation. And then we went back about 2 years later, maybe a year and a half, 2 years later, she started dating someone else and ended up marrying someone else. And then it started again. They started to see her ex-husband, her late husband, in the house. And it was very dark. So we had to take them up and have Father Larry and Deb do the exorcism.
Yeah.
And I will say, because I don't want to stay down a dark road, but I will say the one cool thing that came out of that, just an experience I got to have, I've never had since. Have I had it one more time since then? I saw ectoplasm with the naked eye for the first, and I think my only time, during when Father Larry was doing his prayers. And again, exorcism, it was nothing dramatic. He's literally just saying prayers over the guy. And we're watching and just making sure nothing sparks up. And I kid you not, Larry's doing the prayers, and it looked like something was dripping from his fingertips, from his nostrils. And I literally thought, I'm like, is he sweating? Like, this is weird, you know? And I saw it. My other friend who was there, my friend Marty, who was there with us, she saw it. And later we talked about it. And we realized that was ectoplasm that we literally were seeing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Very rare to actually
I've never heard anyone seeing it. Yeah.
And I was videotaping. I had a video camera set up, just again, because we're doing something that could be dangerous for people.
Right.
So we did that just to kind of cover everybody and to keep track of what was happening. We watched the video camera. There was nothing on it. Nothing. We knew exactly when we seen it. There was no trace on the video, but yes, we both saw it independently with the naked eye. So that was
that's
super cool. Super cool.
That's
pretty incredible.
All the years I've been, I never seen that.
Yeah. You've never? No,
I never seen that.
Yeah.
And that was very rare to see, especially with the naked eye, because sometimes you catch it on still. You can catch it on still pictures usually.
Yes.
Yeah, it looked like smoke was like pooling and like becoming liquid. Like literally, like liquid smoke was like dripping, like it was collecting on the fingertips and in the nostrils. Yeah, it was really interesting. But
did the fellow or whoever had after that the more experience of did they whatever was possessing them, was it gone or?
We did a 2-pronged attack and it did subside. The 2-pronged attack was while we were there doing the exorcism with him and his wife. We had our second team was at the house. So after we finished the exorcism, before we sent them home, because again, this is like Eastern PA to Connecticut. So it was like maybe like a 2-3 hour drive apart. So when we finished, before they drove home, Father Larry got the other team on speakerphone and walked them through. And Father Larry was saying prayers while that team was doing holy water. They were putting blessed metals, like they were doing protection rituals at the house in addition to what was done there. So it did. I think we met with them maybe one other time. And after that, it seemed like things subsided or they didn't repeat it or they didn't report anything else. But one thing that was interesting when we did that first investigation at their house, one thing that nodded towards something very negative, in addition to just things seemed peaceful. But afterwards, we were talking to the family before we left after the peaceful investigation. And the husband, Scott, who eventually, did have the issue, he said, yeah, he goes, it's weird. He goes, I woke up one night. Sometimes I'll wake up, he said. No, I think he said it was one time. He said, I woke up and my handgun, which I keep on my nightstand, he said was sliding across the nightstand.
Oh, no.
Like, whoa.
First of all, why do you keep a gun on your nightstand?
Yeah, I was like, where do you live?
Yeah, Fairless Hills, Pennsylvania.
And if you got spirits, the gun's not going to help.
No.
There was things he wasn't telling us, apparently. But like I said, our investigation was completely innocuous. It was cheerful. We hung out and just had small talk afterwards. And
But I love how you found that suspicious, because I agree with that.
We're like
if someone's telling you all this stuff is going on and they're sending you video, I mean, I have that happen with private ones. And then you get there and it's completely quiet. I feel like that's a higher level of intelligence.
Yes, exactly.
That makes me even more suspicious that this has a lot of control.
Yeah, it's
like
the
sensitivity is.
It's like when your kids are upstairs, but they're suddenly too quiet. You're like,
yes. Hey, what's going on up there?
Building a rocket. No, I know. Exactly.
Yeah.
Private investigations can be tricky like that too, because I've been on a couple where it's quiet and then you come back and it's something going on. It's like they know you're coming and they hide.
Yeah.
And you don't know. And if it's like, because in the city, we got buildings that are connected.
Sure.
Yes.
So I could do one apartment. This thing could be hiding in the apartment next door.
Yes.
Or upstairs and downstairs. I can't. I'm doing one apartment.
Oh, Anthony, yes. That's something we would tell people at lectures a lot, that, especially because we would do a lot of places in Philly and they'd be row homes, and we would let them know, if you're somebody who's very psychic, sometimes the spirits come down from 3 houses down because they know that your light's on. You know what I mean? They know that here's somebody that can hear me and understand me. So, it's not that your house is haunted. It's just you're attracting spirits, and we
you're like a beacon?
Yeah,
like you're
exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I call those travelers.
Yeah.
They come to visit, they're travelers. And I mean, you could be anywhere and all of a sudden it's like, oh, because I know you're open, like you said. And once I know in the city, working the city and working these big skyscrapers and everything, you could go in there and you see things, but you don't react to them because you know what's going to happen next. As soon as you react to something, that's a spirit, and I know you reacted to them, all of a sudden they become drawn to you.
100%.
And I always, when I even give speech, to me, it's like a homeless person in the city. People walk by them all the time.
Yeah.
But one time you stop and give them some money or food or something, every time you go by, what do they say? Hello?
Oh,
they acknowledge you now because you acknowledge them. So that's how I feel spirits are. As soon as you acknowledge them, they're going to come to you. So
yeah, that's actually one of the tips we'll give people. If they are dealing with something, again,
don't talk to them. Don't interact. I just told somebody that recently. I was like, you don't want the one thing. Don't like if you don't want this.
Yes.
Don't talk to it.
Exactly.
Don't talk to him or her. Don't do it.
And don't talk about it too in the house. Like if you want things to go away and stop, if you need to, go down to the gas station and talk to your husband and say, yo, did you see that? Like, don't talk about it in the house, because the more, like you say, the more attention you give it, the more likely it is to sort of feed it. And they're going to keep responding, And again, we're talking about most things, 99.9% of the things are not harmful, in my opinion. Most things
I agree.
Same thing.
We totally agree. Yeah.
But sometimes those things can be disruptive. Just like, think of all the jerks, that are living, that are, either they're not nice people or they're just not your kind of person. Like, we don't vibe.
Michael's like, what are you talking about? I love everyone.
So this extrovert. Oh my gosh, I married an extrovert, and boy, do I pay.
Just talking to people.
He talks to everybody.
It's not my fault.
He's so friendly,
Anthony.
Like, don't abandon me.
Like a toddler tantrum. I love it. That's true. Like the more attention you give a toddler having a tantrum, that's true.
Yeah.
I learned about that with them traveling and stuff, because where I live, like I said, is 6 floors. I have a cooperative, and I'm living on the 5th floor of a 6-story building, and it's connected, and it's got to do with my union. The whole complex got to do with my union, and they own the complex, so it's all the same type of people.
Mm-hmm.
So since I moved here, I've been in this complex for like 32, 33 years now. And ever since I came into the complex, I always have these visitors that come. And, you know, at first I was like, oh, come on, guys. And what I do now, and people think I'm weird for saying this, but I welcome them. I see them because I see them when I watch my TV. There's a long hallway that goes back to the back of the building where there's bedrooms and the bathroom and everything. So I see these things always popping out and looking at me, especially after investigations. And I said, "Come on, watch TV with me. Come in.
Yeah, have a pizza.
Yeah, have a cannoli. Hey." But you know, I welcome them, and they don't seem to stay long. But when I show them any sort of like, "What are you doing here?" They seem to like, oh yeah, you're getting nasty with me. I'm gonna get out. You know, take it out on you. You know, they seem to stay longer. But I just welcome them, and then they disappear. You know, I see things in the hallway here. These buildings are over like 80 years old, so you know, I see things in the hallway. I see things. I walk into my car. You know, you see things all the time. So that's why I'm just saying it's like, you know, these I can see them as visitors or, you know, and they just come and they say hello, and then they
keep it moving.
Yeah, I'll go next door. I want to scare them. You know?
Yeah, it's funny. I'm one of those ghost hunters. I know Marianne said we would probably get nothing at her place because it's peaceful. You know, that it's funny because as much as I love historic, I mean, our home is, how old is ours? Like
1905.
Yeah, I mean, and it's, you know, it's not like historic in these really cool Victorian ways, but you know, as much as I love historic homes, I don't want a house that's like super active because when I'm at home, my guard is down and I don't want to be startled. You know, it's not that I'm afraid of the ghosts that something's going to happen to me. I'm afraid of being startled. I don't want to round a corner and, you know, like, or be on, you know, tenterhooks all the time, like afraid that I'm going to come around the corner and be startled. Like that's almost worse than the startle, like the bracing yourself for it for 12 hours and nothing happens. So that's
totally agree.
Yeah,
my house is about the same age, but I have no activity in my house. Like I knock on whatever. But the other day, I maybe like last month, I accidentally left my recorder on when I was reviewing it. Right, so I came and I saw that it was recording, and I went, now what do I do? Now what do I do? I've never 30 years of being here, right, in this 100-year-old house, never any activity. I'm like, do I open Pandora's box, right, and have this voice going like I'm gonna kill you, or do I just let it be? You know what I did?
You see that? Our light went off. And you said, "I'm gonna kill you." Michael hit the light.
It wouldn't have mattered, but you know what? It wouldn't have mattered because it's all the same. But I deleted it. I was like, you know what?
Ladies, you'll just say, "Eat meat."
I don't need to know.
Eat some meat.
What are your thoughts on investigating your own house, Mikey?
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Oh, not drinking tonight. We forgot we have a drinking game.
When we say cannoli.
When we say cannoli, we drink.
Oh,
it's a drinking
drop
game.
Of coffee left.
I know it's water, but
it's
all for show, guys.
Got more.
It's all for show. It's performative.
No, but
spirits and spirits.
I grew up in a house that had, you know, all my life. You know, I grew up in a house. We still have the house, which became my grandparents and it's 100 years old. But when I was a kid, it was like 50 years old. We've been almost 60 years now. But the whole house, when I grew up, I had experiences since I was a young kid. That's what got me into this. Not to find any at that time. The research or something didn't exist. I just wanted to prove to everybody I wasn't crazy.
Yeah.
Nice try.
Yeah, I mean, and I wasn't crazy. You know, I do see these things and stuff, and you know, especially my parents, because we can talk about and all that other stuff, and that's why I got into my drawings because you know, I couldn't talk about it as a kid. But the whole thing is I grew up in a house that had experiences, and you know, 8, 9 years old, you're seeing things in the mirrors or in the hallway, and you know, like you said, you don't want to experience. And I didn't do any back then. I didn't do any investigations in my house,
Right.
you know. So it was crazy, and we still got the house. And after my mom passed and left us the house, some of the activity doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
So I
What do you mean, in the same house?
the same house. After my mom passed,
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
of the activity's not there. So I'm assuming it was with her.
You know, we've seen cases where it seems like the spirit's there. It's kind of like, again, meeting somebody who you vibe with versus somebody you don't. You know, most people you go through life, you're just polite and how are you? But once in a while, you bump into somebody who's like, it's like a spark. It's like there's something that you have in common. You know, like if you're a young nurse who just moved into an apartment that's never had activity and there's a ghost there of a nurse, maybe she's more likely to respond to you. And then the next people move in and nothing, kind of like the Amityville Horror House. You know, they talk about the people there have no activity there.
They have no activity now.
Yeah.
Nothing.
So, but maybe the next person moves in and all of a sudden, you know, the dam breaks.
It was interesting. After she passed, we still got activity there.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's not at the grand scale when my mom was there. I used to drive her home and see somebody standing in her window. I used to go in with a baseball bat, you know, thinking of somebody breaking in and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff like that. I mean, walking in the hallway, I see somebody stand at the end of the hallway. I go running down. But I even see cats running around. My mother used to with cats and dogs and everything.
Sure.
But I seen cats running around in the house past years ago, you know. Matter of fact, we still see one of the red cats there. But, you know, after she passed, a lot of this subsided. Like I said, maybe it got to do with her. You know, like you said, they when spirits feel you have something in common with them, or you might might remind them of a parent or a family member that they really loved. I think that's how they follow you home. And you know, it's you know, when you go on an investigation, after you leave the investigation, a lot of people do all their, you know, things to prevent something following them.
Yeah. What do you recommend that people do if they don't want things to follow them?
Well, what do you do before and after, Michael? Like, do you do any protection before?
Ideally, if I'm, you know, if my head's on straight, because, you know, sometimes you just get sloppy and you're like, we're just going out to do a thing. And but, you know, if my head's on straight, I like to pray and occasionally have like, you know, the bracelets or a quartz or something in my pocket, you know, as kind of like just reminders to me that I have the power of intention. So that's kind of like where it starts, you know, connecting with my own spirituality and guides and like the power of intention. And I think that after the investigation or after an experience, it's very similar, you know, just to create that kind of purge mentality. And when we were talking earlier too about times if there's something nearby that you don't want to experience, for some reason the visual metaphor that I always had is like if there's a 3-prong plug, and on a 3-prong plug the extra one is like a ground, but I would kind of picture that being like my spiritual part, and I would just like unplug my spiritual part and just be mundane. All right, here's a table. I'm not going to pray too much. I'm not going to like try and court the other side. I'm just going to deal with what's around me and tune it out. And so that would be a little bit of the approach. You know, definitely not reaching out afterwards and saying, hey, that thing that was there, like, no, because like the distance doesn't really matter to spirits if there's already been something like this. So, you know, I've tried those types of things. And then if anything more is needed, Rosalind taught me, you know, the prayer of St. Michael and hedging,
the hedge prayer.
Hedge prayer. And, you know, of course, there's some smudging that can be involved as well. So But it's been a while since anything major. But, sometimes it's not even an investigation. We'll just be out doing something, and we'll get home and one or both of us are getting a little bit drained. And I'm like, maybe we should take some precautions or act now.
Cut our cords.
Cut the cord is another good one.
Yep.
If you're with someone who is a bit of, you're feeling like the connection might be draining you, you just say, okay, well, I'm not cutting you out of my life, but right now the cord is cut, and you send back a little bit of love, which is always a positive thing. So, those are some of the things. And then when we run workshops about paranormal protection, though, we like people to be exposed to as many different techniques and things as possible, because what might work well for her might not work well for me and Jenny and Anthony and everyone in tuning in right now. Some people are deeply religious, or some people they're resonating with the precious stones and things with
music.
Some they put on Ronnie James Dio when the world is good, so you never know. But
anything.
So
it doesn't matter as long as you're connecting with it individually. I know people like I know myself, like I'll even watch my diet. Like I'll go for a walk, eat well that day, eat healthy, that kind of thing. Like try to, be at my best physically. I know that might sound weird, but I don't care. That makes me feel better.
Yeah, anything to get your equilibrium good, to get your energy, your vibration higher. Water.
Yes, water. True.
Eating foods that come from the ground, like potatoes and things, can make you feel more grounded. Again, this is all theory, so
don't say it, Anthony.
See what makes sense to you.
Fun of me 'cause I'm a vegetarian.
Oh, me too. I'm a vegetarian too.
Oh yeah, he can make fun of you now too. He's like, Jen, I'll have the steak and Jenny will go eat the grass outside.
We go places like diners. And I'm like, what are you gonna get? I'm gonna
French fries.
He's like,
go eat the grass. I mean,
isn't he a good friend? No,
yeah, right. One easy thing we recommended to people
vegetarian fist bump.
Yeah, right. For post investigation, if you go down to like your local CVS or Target or whatever, and you get yourself either some Epsom salts if you like to take baths, or a sea salt scrub if you're a shower person, that's something too that can just kind of get that energy off of you and kind of scrape away any psychic dirt you picked up. And that can absolutely help you feel better, help you disconnect from whatever negativity you might have, carried home on the soles of your little feet.
I love that one.
I
love that one.
We think more people should think about psychic protection. I know a lot of people are just completely wide open. Or it's like Michael said, sometimes, like you said, when your head's right, when you're really thinking about it strategically, you'll do the protection. But 9 times out of 10, we're just living life and doing our thing. And sometimes you forget to take precautions. And again, it's you're not meant to be paranoid. It's just, good psychic hygiene is the way we look at it.
Yes.
We look at it.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah. It's kind of like a balance.
Yeah.
A balance between.
But most of the time we get out of investigation, we're so tired.
Yeah.
That's because you're not protecting yourself.
Yeah. And your energy's low.
Yeah.
So spirit could come to you easier.
Yeah.
And you're not thinking about, I'm going to smudge myself, whatever you want to do. I always say my prayers like Michael does. I say a prayer after every investigation. I say the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah, prayers are really good if you believe in them. It's absolutely powerful. If it's not your thing, smudging we talked about, even visualization. One thing we'll say for psychic protection, very basic, and something we would teach children when we would work with children in investigations is picture yourself like Glenda, the good witch, in a bubble.
I love
make that your psychic bubble. Yeah, something like that can really help.
That's interesting.
Or a column of white light. That can also, or golden light if you like that color better because that's angelic. But those things are cleansing. And it sounds like, you're just imagining things, but people don't realize that we do have the power to manipulate energy with your mind. It's not a disproven thing. I mean, even if you look at, what is it? If you look, the scientist knows about how results will change if something's observed. I don't know what the quote is.
Yep,
but
exactly.
The act of observing
right.
something will actually change it. So to think that you can't manipulate energy with your mind is, it's not true. So those are things we recommend.
Right. Yeah. And actually Kim, our co-host, she is a psychic medium, and she afterwards, speaking of food, I'm going right back to food. She eats meat, but like we don't, but she needs like protein afterwards. Like, and she goes right for like the turkey jerky. But I mean, in a way, she's replenishing herself, what she's lost,
and what you're saying is the most important thing. It's listening to your body, being present, because I think most of us, especially if you're like a creative, you're not grounded, you're not present. Half the time our mind is over here, over there, thinking about a million other things. You're not present in your body, feeling the chair under your legs, feeling the air on your skin, like being in touch with your senses and your physical body. That can help you a lot. But a lot of times we're all over the place. So it's real easy to be ungrounded. And the more grounded you are, it's like Michael talked about with grounding with a plug. I always think of it like a lightning rod. If you have a lightning rod on the top of your house, the other end of it is connected into the ground. So when the house is hit by lightning, the house doesn't implode. The lightning harmlessly comes down the rod and goes into the ground, and then the ground disperses it and eliminates the problem. And it's the same type of thing with being grounded. The more grounded you are. People talk about going outside and touching grass before you eat it. They talk about hugging trees, which is not silly. It actually can help you let the tree take in that extra energy that's got you feeling jittery or anxiety or whatever it is you're feeling, and it'll clear it. It'll neutralize it. Once you and your team had donuts. About 1 a.m. doing investigation.
There you go.
Donuts. You know what, sugar though? I've had people also say I need sugar. Like, I mean, I've always got my Sour Patch Kids, but I it's bad. I have a problem. But really, like, I'll bring things like that, and maybe it's just that I'm needing that energy,
I will say something else that we would do, because our investigations were very structured. It would be a 3-hour investigation. We would always, at about the 2-hour mark, have a break. And everybody would gather in the kitchen. You'd have your snacks. You'd, kind of refuel. If the homeowner was kind, they'd have coffee. And then you just kind of like getting the boxer into the corner and getting them ready to get back out there. You know what I mean? Yes. And that would always help us too.
Yeah. You always need that break.
Yeah.
And one of the principles that Rosalind brought up, I'm trying to remember if we used to do it back in Rochester or not. But the concept of when you first get on site and through any breaks and through any breakdown, have one thing running the whole time of a voice recorder or a video recorder.
Yes.
Because sometimes it's those interstitial moments when the spirits try to check things out, or they're not aware that you're recording yet, so you can get like little snippets. Honestly, I think the most interesting EVP, possibly the most interesting one I ever got, was at a mansion in Philadelphia. It was like right on the Delaware River, and now it's like set up like a museum, and they host events. We were doing the initial walkthrough, so we'd arrive at a location, and then the people would walk us through. For public places like that, they'd walk us through the building, give us the layout. So I had my recorder on because it would always be around my neck, like going. And we're walking around and you hear what seems to be two voices. One sounds like it says, "Do you see people?" And then a second voice sounds like it says, "No." And to me, it's like, what? So many questions.
Yes.
So what, there's two different ones? They are aware and see each other. One sees us, one doesn't. Like, to me, that was super cool. Yeah, that was one of my favorite because it raises more questions.
I love it. I love that advice. That's really good advice. And the other advice that I always offer is don't neglect the room where you throw all your equipment. Do you ever notice you don't ever investigate that room? Right? We did that at Kreischer Mansion. We all put our stuff in that back room and nobody goes in there to investigate because it's where you put your stuff and your food and your coffee and everything else. I always say, like, never neglect that room. I don't know why.
Really.
Mentally, you think that's where your crap is, so you're not going to investigate.
Yeah, I used to put cameras in there and everything, you know.
Yeah.
And it's quiet because nobody goes in there.
Yeah, or at the very least have a motion detector back there, you know.
Something.
Yes, exactly.
You know, you know, I always like doing the same thing, like what Michael said. You never, when you take a break, you take your break, but the equipment still stays on.
Yes.
And I used to run cameras still in there.
Yeah.
And you know, and Michael, now we got our body cams. So as soon as we get there, body cam goes on. So if we're setting up, we could see or hear on the body cams. And once we go where we're going to go, well, you leave the body cam on from the minute you get there to the minute you leave. Well,
when I get out of the car, it's on. When I get back in the car, it's
even
off.
when you get in your car, you have it on because you
don't turn it off. You don't want to miss something. Actually, when we were filming the TV show, so when I was with Ghost Hunters Academy, I was on for I think 4 episodes. So we investigated. We did Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. We did the Mark Twain House, Fort Delaware, and Waverly Hills. Oh. And when we were at Waverly Hills, one of the guys actually got sent home. That he was the first one they eliminated because we were doing the investigation. He thought we heard a sound like coming from way down the hall somewhere. He turns off the recorder and then we start heading. And Steve was like, wait. Did you just turn off the recorder? Like we heard a sound and he wasn't a ghost hunter, you know, he didn't come in with this, like, you know, so to him, it was like, oh, okay. End scene. And then we go over there, I guess. I don't know what he was thinking, but yeah, that very much. I think that's why he got eliminated.
Yeah, I would say so. You got good evidence. It's like, okay, put it up. No, everything is hearsay, especially on the show.
Yeah,
you want to have something to play on the show.
You need that thing.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? I mean, if you together like a group, and somebody does it, and you're like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
But on the show, come on.
And that was one of the things too. Briefly talk about the show, you know, because people, they don't ask as much now because, you know, it was a long time ago. But one thing people would ask is, you know, did you guys really investigate? Did you live on the RV? You know, et cetera, et cetera. Number one, we didn't live on the RV. We lived in hotels. We each had our own hotel room, and we would be at each location for like 2 weeks. So I was on the road with them for 8 weeks. And, and the RV was actually not street legal because they had taken out all the seats and they had like moved things around so that they could put a camera through and film us. So basically we would drive in a 15-passenger Ford van, you know, like Steve, Tango, and then the cadets. And then when we got near the location, we would all move to the RV. And then like Steve would drive like the last, you know, mile. Right. Hope we didn't get arrested. Never got pulled over, fortunately. But yeah, so yeah, we didn't live in the RV. And we actually did investigate. You know, we set up the cameras, we had the voice recorders, you know, we had all the things, we had the FLIR and all that. And we actually did have to sit and review all of the evidence and try to find things to present. And then they would sort of critique it. So yeah, we actually were investigating, and you know, we did get some evidence. But like we were just saying, one of the coolest things we were at, I think it was Waverly Hills, and in Kentucky, in Louisville, and Vera Martinez and I both saw while the producer and then, you know, or not producer, the director and the audio guy and the camera guy are like down there talking, trying to set up the next scene, you know, where they're going to place things, etc. And we're standing there. She and I both saw a shadow. Like we saw this grand sweep of a shadow come from out of nowhere. And they all were over there with the cameras like off, having a little meeting. And we're like, it's happening. You know? Like, what are you talking about?
No.
Yeah, what a letdown.
What I like what you said before, and I want everybody in the audience, you were on location for 2 weeks.
Yes.
To get evidence. And on the show, they show how much of it in an hour's worth.
Exactly.
So, new investigations coming in think, only takes an hour to get this.
Only an hour worth of investigation.
But you were there for 2 weeks on each location.
And it was multiple days.
People in the audience to know that.
it was multiple days of actual investigation, and then some of it was location and B-roll and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were not just there for a day. Like we had to wear the same clothes every day so they could splice it together and make it seem continuous, you know?
Yeah, so it seems like one day that you're there,
yeah,
you're actually there for 2 weeks.
yeah.
And a lot of people don't understand that watch the show, especially
Yes.
the new generation.
And it's so hard when you're trying to teach them, you know, to manage their expectations, you know, like we've had that challenge when we would lead public ghost hunts, and people, they get bored, or they think things are going to be flying off the shelves all night. And we're like, no.
Yeah, you got like 4 groups coming through, you know, like maybe one group an hour, and 1 hour there's nothing. Second hour, you know, one person gets a thing, and third hour, a couple things go off, and the fourth hour, you know, who knows? And at the end of the night, we're like, wow, that was pretty good. And then groups are like, wait, I was there for an hour and nothing happened. You're like, but over the course of 4 hours, there was this, and and it's interesting because then when people are comparing at the same time that two little things were happening here, they were corroborated by something going on there, or the same name kept up going on in different locations throughout the night, and the investigators are like, wow, that was pretty awesome, and then you know the experiencers are like, this was a dud, and you're like, well, you just haven't done this enough.
This is reality.
Expectations. No, you're so right. That's what we did last weekend. We had 3 groups coming through, like 3 groups of 10 people. And, you know, you get a really good EVP and you're like, oh my God, that's such a good EVP. And they're looking at you like, how come we didn't get an answer to all of our questions?
Right.
Exactly.
Every question.
Yeah.
And you're like, are you kidding? That like, I just got this most amazing voice. Someone said, why are you hiding? And I got, I don't mean to.
Oh,
the answer was, I don't mean to. Like a little girl going, I don't mean to. With like, you know, that kind of, and it was like, I thought, oh my God, that's the most amazing EVP, right? And I'm like, that's all I do is EVPs. And I thought, that's a great one. And they're all like, yeah, but I asked what their favorite season was, and they didn't answer. And you're like, that's not how it works. It's not like a line to the dead.
We did one thing, and I had a woman come up to me, and she goes, I want you to scare me tonight. I want to see something. I'm like, it doesn't work that way.
Girl.
Oh, well, I came in the store to see something. I got to see something. It doesn't work that way.
You better hope it's not at 2 a.m. at the foot of your bed.
Yeah, go to a haunted house.
The other thing too,
you don't see it that way. I can't say, okay, up here.
Yeah.
Like it's
being her. Throw something.
Parlor trick.
I mean, that's not the way it works. They're not,
I want to be scared. Show me something.
These are human beings.
Exactly.
So speaking of crazy jump scares and things like that, we always ask this question. And I don't want to forget. Start with Michael. What was your most profound experience investigating? Like the one that will stay with you forever.
Investigating, not just like spiritual experience.
No, it could be that. It's whatever's
anything that stayed with you.
Okay.
It could be spiritual.
So, my father and mother are both gone, and my dad passed away first. He, had probably a coronary event in the middle of the night, and that was that. And so it was the thing that you go through when your dad leaves. And then about 4 or 5 years later, my mom was having a tough year where her memory seemed to be going, and we thought maybe there's some brain issues, and there was, but it was strokes. They diagnosed some strokes, and a couple of major ones happened, and like each time, like she was recovering much less. So Thanksgiving was the last big one that we knew about, and after that we had to make some decisions about like where to place her. She couldn't stay at home by herself and stuff. So have either of you ever heard of a Blue Christmas service?
No.
Okay, so I remember hearing about it way before I ever needed one. And basically the idea is that if you're a churchgoer, thank you, Mary Beth, if you're a churchgoer, you during the holidays, if there's grief, if there's someone sick, like the holidays aren't going to feel like the holidays, and you don't want to go and do the regular stuff with the pomp and circumstance and seeing tons of people and all that kind of thing. So it's for people who, you know, are experiencing some type of grief. So I went to a local church, not for the only time, but for the first time, because I saw that they were advertising it. And that Christmas, like, Mom wasn't going to be at home. When I went back to Rochester, it was going to be a much different thing. And so during part of the service, you know, it was like subdued lighting, and there's Kleenex boxes at every pew and that kind of stuff. And the people leading it, like that pastor, they had experienced something that year or two. So, you know, you're just like, you felt like you were with the right people at that time. And so there was this moment of like quiet prayer. And so I'm sitting there, and in my head, I heard my dad's voice say, "It's natural." Oh. And my whole body changed. Oh. So from like December 24th, and my mom passed away in early February, and she was in hospice for like 4 weeks, you know, leading up to that, I was a different person. I was no longer mourning, you know, the loss. I was there to be a support. I was there to support all the other family members and the people who are grieving, because that mystical words from beyond that unmistakably were my dad just changed my relationship. I'm like, yeah, I'm the son. Like, you know, my parents are supposed to pass before me.
Right.
And so that experience, you know, it was internal. It wasn't, you know, a thundercloud and like, Michael, here is wisdom from
did you or hear it in your head? Like, did you hear it?
It was in my head. It was in my head. My spirit.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah. But, you know, it was unmistakably my dad's voice, and like I was a different person. And, you know, again, to extrapolate that onto what happens after we die and that kind of thing, it raises some questions, but it also gave me some personal certainties that, and, you know, then saying goodbye to my mom was a much different process. And in hospice, she was having a lot of, you know, mental decline at that point. But I remember the first day that I was there, I was able to take off work and you know, we're talking and this kind of stuff. And then she's like, something's not, thank you. Is it honor? I don't know how to read cursive. Okay. But yeah, I was able to have a conversation with her while she was lucid and tell her about hearing my dad's voice, and then speak with her about, you know, her role in having a slower decline, and her friends and family are going to get a chance to see her. So yeah, when those things happen, and now, you know, as card readers, sometimes you're, you know, helping people with romance or with job stuff. But if there's grief and there's those heavy emotions, you know, I'm like, yeah, I've been there and I've felt things. And, you know, I believe that there's, you know, the power of miracle and the power of love from beyond the grave. So, you know, that was my most profound.
That's
to
as
me,
profound as it gets.
Parents that deceased or family members, when you have grief, that's when I notice they come to you more.
Yeah.
And they, to me, it's like they're giving you, you know, like the pat in the back, it's going to be okay, type of thing. And I feel that family members or parents or aunts and uncles that you're very close with always come to you when you feel your lowest and you're feeling bad. So I feel that's one thing that they always do.
Can I hop in?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
I know what you're going to say.
I love the message too. Like,
weird.
It's natural. That's
I know. It was
not, they're you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
It's so, the message itself is so deep and so, like, on so many levels.
And
so much more believable, right? Like so much more believable that it's really your dad.
Right.
Because it's so filled with meaning.
Right.
And we hold on so tightly
like,
forgetting
oh,
that this is
breathe,
part
I
of
can't
the
let
process.
mom go.
You know,
And
it's the
Yeah.
natural order.
whether
of
it was
things,
during that time period till she
Yeah.
passed, or some folks, you know, and grief hits people in all different ways, but some of those emotions that you hold on to
So
for
loaded.
months or for years, like, you know, it's something that you're giving up by not re-experiencing life and by not
Yes.
having the connection.
Yeah.
So excellent point from Anthony, and she knows where I'm going with this. Has anyone here heard of Sir Paul McCartney, the
Who?
Beatles? Oh, right. So he's there's a lot of famous musicians who lost their mother at a young age, and some
Yes.
feel that may be part of what pushed them out there to create and to experience and to have something to share and to try and find some external acceptance. Well, there's a time period very, very early in the Beatles time together where there was they'd been creating some things, but it wasn't going as quickly as they thought, and there was maybe some internal strife. And so McCartney goes to bed one night, and he sees his mom, and who was named Mary, and she's speaking to him as he's sleeping, and she's like, just don't stress, don't feel too bad,
Right.
everything's going to work out, just let it be. And he woke up and he wrote the song Let It Be.
I heard.
Mother
That's
Mary
right.
comes to me
Right.
is about him getting this message from his mom.
Wow.
And
Yes.
if you see him talk about it in an interview, it's exactly the same emotion that I had from my dad. It's like,
Yeah.
like as
Same
soon as
idea.
it was, I just released. I was like, let it be. And he even credits the fact that he's sometimes thought of as being the positive Beatle and the guy who's like, was able to focus on a lot of optimism in his music as coming from that moment.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome. Mother Mary.
You guys,
Mother Mary came to me.
Mother Mary. Now I'm never going to hear that song the same way again. It's going to be, I mean, it's already a beautiful song, but now it's really going to.
You can find a great interview with him talking about that with James Corden when he would do that. What was that called?
Carpool karaoke.
Yeah, carpool karaoke.
Yeah, look on YouTube.
When they take it back to Liverpool. And
Okay.
I think I've seen that episode too.
It's really profound. Yeah, we've
Such a good
one. Cool.
Wow.
Yep.
We've
You
used
guys,
some of our lectures.
I want to make sure that I touch on some things because I can't believe how fast this is going. I'm sad.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
Like, during back time. You touched on card readings.
Yeah,
So
we can do
talk
card
about
readings
that.
if anybody's interested. If we
And
have
you
a little
also
bit of
do.
time.
You're also
I'm
like
always
an
interested.
interview
If you
worker,
want to
aren't you?
hit me up, or you hear somebody in the audience, or Jenny, I don't care.
Oh, nice.
Anybody.
Oh, you actually have them with you.
Oh,
Yeah,
do
if
reading.
you wanted to do it during the show, yes.
Who wants a reading?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh,
Let's do
I
it.
got some stuff I got questions
Who
about.
wants
But
one?
Yeah, how about
A little
Anthony goes?
time.
Anthony goes
Anthony,
first.
all right. Is there anything in particular? So what we do is oracle card readings. This deck is Archangel Michael deck by Doreen Virtue.
Okay.
It's one of our decks. We've got probably like a 20 or so. But so we generally will pull 3 cards, and we each give our assessment of what we think the cards mean. And we ask that you don't try to make it fit. If it doesn't make sense, let us know. We'll pull another card and try and get clarity, because it's not about us being right. It's about you getting the message you're meant to get. Is there something in particular you'd like us to focus on?
I don't know. I just.
Well, we can do a general one.
Yeah, do a general.
It sounded like you had something in mind.
Yeah, and you don't have to tell us. You can keep it in mind.
If you just say yes, then
that one's yours. I can feel that already. So we're gonna pull 3.
Because we got lots of people going me in the audience. So let's go with Anthony.
We're going to do a brief one then, because I know we don't have a ton of time. So we pulled 3 cards, and how we do it is we just kind of shuffle until we feel like it's the one we're supposed to pull. Right. It's all intuition. We're not super structured with this.
Right.
Okay. So we're going to pull the first card. Oh.
Forgive yourself. You've done nothing wrong.
We can send you pictures of these later. Yeah. Does that already make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then we won't spend a ton of time. It's number 2.
You created this situation, and you have the power to change it.
Oh,
That's a really good one when we feel like that things are not completely in our control and we're just kind of being carried along by the whims of life.
Right.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Right.
you have more. Okay. All right. And the third
I
one.
like that one for him a lot. Yep.
And I like the fact that
You
that
created this podcast. You can leave anytime.
in the artwork, the angel is painting. It looks like.
Oh, nice.
So
Okay.
there's some artwork going on there.
Good point. Good point.
Anthony,
Good
there's
point.
some artwork happening.
So you
And,
got
Artwork. Ooh.
and explore your options.
Oh,
Okay.
I like that.
everything's
too.
coming up pretty good. Everything's
Oh,
coming
wow.
up.
All right. So we won't expound if it's already making sense to you.
I'll
I
take
know
a
we don't have
picture of
ton
these
cards.
so that I can give them.
Who's
I love
next?
Anthony.
I love it.
There's been a
I
few
think we
people
have
in chat.
Linda in the audience. That's the UNNUR one.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
great.
Okay. Anything in particular? Well, we'll do general readings since we don't.
Yep, do
get
general.
a
This
bunch
is
of
for
back and
you.
forth.
Okay, this is for you, our friend.
Okay. So I'm going to add Anthony's cards back and we'll pull. Oh, I don't want to do
Yes,
a noisy
thank you,
shuffle.
guys. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Do you want to do
She's a faithful viewer. They all
good.
are.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So Michael's going to
They're
pull
very
the
lucky.
cards. 1, 2, 3. We did shuffle. So if anything else comes up that already came up, that's what you're meant to get.
Yep.
Okay. Energy healing work. Linda, I don't know if you do any sort of energy healing, either formal healing, or if you feel like you're somebody that just naturally is kind of that energetic caretaker. You're saying prayers for people. You're taking care of yourself. You're always thinking and sending good intentions. But this is telling us either you're doing energy healing work. You might want to seek out some energy healing for something. Actually, that's what I'm feeling like. I don't know if I think there's something, and I'm feeling kind of like at the root of the spine. So I don't know if you're getting, if you're having a challenge with your root chakra, which is like your home, your hearth, your finances, but that you feel like there's just something that's kind of blocked or stuck. Things aren't flowing as they should. So this is telling me that you might want to investigate just either getting some Reiki healing or even just doing your own sort of self-visualization to try to clear and get everything flowing. And that could help any stuck finances or a problem with your hearth and home that you're having right now.
I love that.
And the part of the card that's hitting me, you can but basically there's the person, I don't even know if it's an angel in this case, is praying, and there's light and energy shooting off in all different directions, but the one that's getting me is the one shooting out through the crown.
Oh yeah.
So focus on your connection with the divine, and find some love and light through that.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's a good one for her.
Spend more time outdoors.
Yeah.
Cool.
So sometimes
that's funny. Adam just said that about me. I always investigate outdoors. I love to investigate.
That's funny. Sometimes that's either an affirmation that you are somebody who naturally is already outside, spending a lot of time outside, and it's almost like nature is your church. Like that's where you feel the most healed and uplifted. If that's not something you're already doing, it's probably something you should do, because you will benefit from spending time outside, getting in the ground, getting out in nature and breathing. I'm getting a sense of like almost like an anxiety, like a tight lungs, where if you just go out and focus on the breath, breathe deeply, it could really clear some things and clear that anxiety that's kind of like clustered in your chest.
And prayer will help this situation. So
that really does all go together. Yeah.
Quite literally, if you're a person who prayer is part of your spiritual toolkit, then there you go.
Yeah. And again, it doesn't have to be Christian prayer or any religious prayer. It could also be somebody that is just saying those things that are those positive affirmations, things that make you feel connected to whatever your sense of the divine is. That type of quote unquote prayer can really help. And if you are somebody that is religious, remember that you do have like angels that you can call on. And a lot of times like when I feel the most anxious is because I don't feel like I'm supported. It's like the universe is just letting me fall. Like, why do I have to suffer through this? Or there's so much stress. I wish I could just get a break. And it's that reminder that you are supported, even when it feels like you're just on your own and taking the blows that life is sending at you. You do have that support. And again, there's a theory that a lot of times the angels, et cetera, will not step in and intervene in some cases unless you ask, because it's exercising your free will. So if you ask for help, if you ask for intervention, that can make a difference.
She said right
great.
on.
Oh, wonderful.
Woo.
Oh, we're
That's
so
great.
glad.
That's
You
great,
were meant
Linda.
to get that.
That's great, Linda.
Great. I love it.
Want to read it?
Okay.
Get about 10
So
minutes.
That's awesome.
Adam asked if we had time, if you would do one for Adam.
Absolutely.
Adam, this is for you.
Yeah. Michael's going to shuffle.
And if you have, you got 10 minutes. The one Bobby also, the producer wanted one too, but
okay.
We might be able to get that in right afterwards too.
Okay.
Great. Do you want to?
Sure.
I mean,
yeah, I
already pulled.
Okay. Eternal love. Eternal love. So, Adam, this could be two different directions, and it's up to you to decipher it fully. So it could be a romantic relationship that's reminding you that you are with your partner that you're meant to be. Sometimes, if that's not your situation, sometimes eternal love is about self-love, and it's about kind of struggling to do that self-acceptance, to do that loving yourself, to not blame yourself, and to treat yourself more like you would your best friend, and give yourself that grace with dealing with whatever it is that you feel like, where you feel like you're falling short. So it could be one or the other. I'm getting, I feel like there might be a romantic partner that it's talking about. So whether you're in a relationship or there's one that's going to be coming in. Let's see, it's hard to back and forth. I don't know did you go through a breakup? I'm getting this. I'm feeling like it's a romantic thing, but I'm feeling like there's almost like a crack and then a heel. So I don't know if you went through a bit of a stutter with a relationship.
No. Like you got back together, like broke
up,
or
just something, a misunderstanding or something like that. But anyway, that's the sense I'm getting. Yeah. Again, a lot of times it's easier if you can kind of back and forth and just feel it out.
Right,
but yeah, I want to give you the,
I'm sure he knows what you mean.
And hopefully,
Adam, that probably makes sense to you.
Yeah, that's my hope.
Have confidence.
So this is for Adam too. Okay,
yeah, he's got 3 cards.
This this card, the person like has armor on and a sword. I mean, is this our Michael deck?
Yes.
So I mean that's often the way that the Archangel Michael is depicted. And someone was commenting that they have problems with self-appreciation.
Yeah.
This is there are times where we don't nice. Where we don't give ourselves the positive self-talk that we would give our friends and family. We're hard on ourselves. And so, Adam, just have, focus on confidence, focus on positivity and connection, because a lot of healing and being the best you, it actually is in our own power. If we get trapped with a negative lens, it's going to slow things down.
And what I really like, again, sometimes we're drawn to the message, sometimes our attention is brought to the photo, and it's kind of hard to see, but Archangel is standing. I know it's tough. He's kind of standing there with his sword. And, I was talking to somebody about this recently who told me they have a lot of anxiety when they have to do public speaking and things like that. I said, sometimes some advice that we were giving by, I think someone we had seen on a YouTube video, they talked about the superhero stance. And that's what I'm seeing here. It's almost to fake it until you make it. If you're not feeling confident, sometimes before you go on stage, you kind of stand like a superhero and picture your cape flapping in the breeze with your arms out. And that act can actually kind of reset you and make you feel more confident, even if you're not fully feeling it in here. It's like your mind is telling you, I got this. So
I love it.
That reminder to just kind of stand with confidence and tell yourself you got this.
And there you go. A favorable outcome,
wow.
Adam.
Ooh, Adam.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. So whether it's something on your mind or just something in your heart that you're not aware that you're really hoping will come out positively, you're wondering how it's going to go, it's telling you that you actually should anticipate a favorable outcome. So
Nice.
that's a great card. Oh my
That's
gosh.
a great one.
Woo.
I love
Oh,
it.
wow. That's wonderful.
And when you win the lottery, you're going to share it with all of us, Adam.
You know some nice you probably know some nice cat charities and
There you
recipes
go.
that could use
I would give it all away.
I
I would definitely give it all away.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
awesome. Every cat be rich in Jersey.
No, stop. Every animal.
Let's see.
What about Ronald, our producer?
Ronald? Yep.
Yeah.
I think we have time for one more.
Robert, and then it looks like
And we'll do Bobby after the
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I didn't even say Bobby said he wanted one. I'm sorry, Bobby.
So we'll do Ronald first and then Bobby after the stream.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
We have to.
All right.
What you got?
Oh, I can't wait to see this one.
You guys all warmed up now. You're like, let's.
I know.
Ronald does readings too, and nobody ever does one for him. So
I love readings. Well, I will tell you, when Michael pulled the cards, I felt like the second one was the zinger card. So let's see what happens. Oh, okay. We can go longer.
We can go over a little bit. Yeah,
you guys.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Energy healing work again.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Look at that.
Oh, well, you said that you do card work, right? So
yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Are you? I don't know. Do you feel like you're using? Well, it's hard again to go back and forth, but I don't know if you're using your talents and your gifts as much as you should be. That's the sense that I'm getting. It's whether it's because you should be out helping more people and kind of spreading it more, or whether you should be reading yourself more. Because I think a lot of times we neglect ourselves, but that's the sense I'm getting from it, that you need to start really using those gifts.
Yeah.
You getting something else, love?
I'm still getting, even though it's a different person, I'm still getting the crown chakra. So don't neglect being connected to your divine source, whatever way, shape, or form you believe that is, Ronald. Don't neglect that connection, because sometimes we're trying to do it with our physical bodies and our human side. And, that's the stuff that you can do on a daily basis. But that connection is where the miracles and the energy work really comes from.
And he was saying that he needed help or guidance with learning to connect. Oh. That's maybe where it starts, like you said.
Yeah. Some kind of prayer, some kind of spirituality, whatever you hold to be sacred. It's weird how we do this. Like, we'll have these amazing things, resources, and then we put them away someplace, or we figured about them. So whether it's family, whether it's something, a book or a movie that inspires you, or Peter Gabriel's Passion of the Christ album, that I used to put that thing on and like travel places, so get something that inspires you, and when you start to feel it here, then it'll go through and help any of your spiritual work, and then anything you do, my friend, is going to be based on that.
Before you turn it, here comes card number 2. This is the one that I felt it was being emphasized. So let's see what it is. I have no clue. What is it?
3 or 2?
Use your imagination, and you'll see the answer.
All right.
Ooh.
Yep. So it's almost you can figure out how to move forward.
They're flipping it back at you.
Yeah.
That you've got what you need to proceed, or to at least make a step.
Yeah.
And our great friend Krista Cesare, I don't know where he got this phrase, but he would often say that angels like fine words, but they like fine actions better. And that's that element where if we make the choice to start doing something positive, to start enhancing our spiritual life, then the wind can get behind you and to help to propel you down the road. So there's, like she said, they're saying that you have some agency in this. You have the ability to either think about it and create your next step. Yeah. But that one, that puts it right on Ronald. And keep your eyes focused. Keep your eyes on your targeted intention. So quite clearly, we're putting together energy work the imagination, you'll see the answer, and keep your eyes on your targeted intention. Yeah, if you feel like you're a little cut off and you're not feeling inspired and in touch with the divine, it really is such a factor in today's life. And turn off the news, turn off things that are feeling divisive and feeling negative, and just find things that you love.
Yeah.
When you're in touch with your heart, you're back to your human self and your angelic self.
Yeah, to me it sounds like an action plan. There's this great song by the Avett Brothers. I think it's Head Full of Doubt, Heart Full of Promise or something. I can't remember what it's called, but there's a great line in it: decide what to be and go be it. And that's kind of what I'm sensing. You already, I feel like you have ideas, you haven't settled and focused, but once you focus and then again take actions, because we have found, I have found personally, there have been times that I have just prayed for the hope for the thing to come that would solve whatever, or if I could just get this, or if I could just find a way. It would never come until I took the first step. As soon as I started to move down my path, that was when it felt like the wind was at my back and suddenly all the support came to move me forward. But that free will had to happen, that first step, me taking action. So yes, his fine words versus fine action. I think that resonates there too.
Right. I think there's some quote about that, like inspiration has to find you working or something like that. Like, isn't there some quote like that about, like it finds you working? Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
I don't know, I forget, but it's something like that. Like it's better if it finds you're already working on it.
Yeah.
I hate to cut everybody off. We're at the 2-hour mark.
Oh.
We're over the 2-hour mark.
Yeah, Bobby said it was okay.
I know typically we're like
hard out.
Okay, we'll keep on going.
Thank you, Al.
But that's good. I like it because we have Bobby.
All right.
Yeah.
Bobby. Sorry.
Let's do
Bobby.
Bobby now.
He's our fearless producer. We got Bobby.
Do me and then you can end.
Yeah, okay.
Right. Here's his 3.
He's like, forget about Jenny. Like, do me and you can end.
We can do
Whoa. Yeah, never.
I'm just kidding. Bobby's my friend.
I love this card.
Go forward fearlessly, Bobby.
Ooh.
Wow. Yeah. So if there's been something in your mind that you've been thinking about, kind of like back and forth, like, shouldn't I? I feel like you've been leaning more towards, I probably shouldn't. And this is telling you to just go forward, and do it. There's, we shackle ourselves with doubt instead of just moving. So this is telling you that not only go forward with confidence, but also know that you'll be supported along your way.
That's true.
Yeah.
And it's interesting sometimes when there's a string of readings and people, have interrelationships. So, we went from the station dude to the producer, and we're getting this theme of acting, make a small step and you'll find the blessing in action.
And when he started to talk, I started to feel something like this. I'm getting this thing across my throat. I don't know if it's a physical thing, but I'm sensing that it's something you're not saying. I feel like you're not speaking up. And I think you need to. And I think that you saw things go poorly for somebody else who didn't speak up. So if there's something that you need to speak up on, look, I'm feeling it in my chest too. I think you need to find your voice, and I think you got to use it. Because what it is that you're holding back from saying is really important. So yeah, this is strong. This is a very strong sensation. Wow. So, and if it doesn't make sense yet, just wait, because it might make sense later. But yeah, I'm feeling this very strongly physically. Wow. That was a lot.
Yeah. No holding back, Bobby. Say what you got to say.
Forgive yourself. You've done nothing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's that negative self-talk. And, of course,
carrying guilt.
Of course, we all wish we could be more perfect, but the way that we beat ourselves up and hold on to the guilt and hold on to blame, that self-blame, if it was our best friend or a family member, we'd say we would not use that language with them, and we would tell them to it's time to find the light and to forgive. And forgiving yourself, that's a huge one.
Yeah.
That's a huge one.
Yeah, I struggle with that one. That's a tough one. It's tough to untie those knots that we tie on ourselves all of our lives. Some unhealed trauma. Yeah, definitely work on forgiveness, self-forgiveness.
I like it.
And another repeat. We're back to prayer will help this situation.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Isn't that interesting?
So whatever your method of connecting to the divine is, Bobby, angels, yourself, God, nature, connect with that, but connect with it in an active way. It's again very easy for some of our spiritual practices to fall off a little bit and to get minimized, and then we wonder why we're struggling so much. Well, we're meant to bring all of that stuff forth into our daily lives, because when we're filled up and we're excited and we're more spiritually healthy, that's how we can bless others.
Yeah.
And what's better than that?
Yeah, try to make yourself a priority a little bit more.
Yeah, our lives are so busy, like we don't always make room for that. Whatever your divine is, it could be anything.
Yeah,
it could be a bird, but if you don't make room for that divine in your heart and humanity, like you said before, I love what you said before about connecting to humanity, turning off your computer and connecting to humanity.
To real people.
Those are great connections
we don't make.
Listen to me taking over your reading. Sorry.
Oh no, you're great. You're next, right? We're doing your Jenny before we sign off.
We got permission to do one more if you want to.
Right. I gave myself a reading there.
Jenny.
All right.
If you guys up to it, Jenny's next, and then.
Oh gosh, if you have time, I know it's late.
we're fine.
Are you sure? All right, I'll go last.
Yeah, we love this stuff.
Yeah, we live for it.
And
you're my first reading. Well, Ronald's done one for me before.
You're welcome, Bobby.
Awesome.
You're welcome,
you deserve
Bobby.
it, Bobby.
You're welcome, my friend.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, Jenny.
Ooh,
yeah.
Ready.
This situation is already resolved.
Ooh, that's a new one.
Ooh.
What does that mean?
It means that it's something that you've been wondering about, and you're wondering how it's going to go. It's already set. You just don't know it yet. So sometimes it's almost like we have to have the journey to the destination, but the destination is already determined. So it could be something that's fated to happen. It could be something that you've been wondering how it's going to go. And I know that sometimes I struggle with thinking that I can affect fate. Like if I just wish it enough, or, try to nudge it in the way I want it to go, it's going to go the way it's going to go. Sometimes you also get this if it's something that you're not accepting, and you're kind of hoping it'll change, and it might not. So that might be something you'll be getting. But, if you think on it, it might make sense to you. Again, we're trying to get the Cliff Notes. Okay.
It makes sense. And Anthony will think it makes sense as well, I think.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
And because you're on the right path.
Ooh, you're on the right path.
Well, that's good to know.
So with angel card readings, to you and to everyone who's still here, one of the ways that they differ from tarot is that there's nothing in there that could truly usually come across as negative. Right. And also that they tend to be kind of recent. I mean, unless you set up a reading a specific way, it's not going to be like way, way in the past and now and then way, way in the future. So these affirmations can sometimes be stuff that's happening right now.
Yeah.
It triggers a phrase or a song you heard this week, or it's something that's right about to happen. So it's really awesome to know that they're building a storyline, that the situation is resolved and you're on the right path.
Yeah.
So
they go together perfectly.
Yes. Yes.
Those first two. Exactly right. Like it's already done. You're on the right path.
Yeah. And trust your instincts too.
Yeah.
You can do it, love.
And innocence.
Oh, good.
Wow.
Yeah. So
it all goes together.
It already makes sense to you. Yeah, it already makes sense to you.
Look at Anthony shaking his head. He gets it.
Oh, good. And again, it's not us.
Thank you guys.
It's the message
it's
you guys are meant to
angels.
Get, and you guys being open enough to ask for and receive the message. That you guys are the linchpins in this. But
is that like innocence, like me? I'm very childlike, or is it innocence, like in the sense of?
It comes up in two ways. So sometimes innocence could be about almost like the forgive yourself, you've done nothing wrong. It's being blameless. Sometimes it is that inner child that actually needs a little bit of healing or attention. So I'm not sure if you, and you don't have to answer, but I'm not sure if you feel like you haven't given that inner child the healing that needs to occur.
I think more like the first one. Like you feel like, did I do something wrong? But you're on the right path, and and you didn't.
And I was already going to say, with the first two cards kind of having that that natural progression, that it felt like a hug from beyond. So if you're getting that, and then card 3, that innocence, that reminder to, nurture that innocent part of yourself, now you've got a major hug from beyond, which feels pretty good.
I'm also feeling there's something financial. So either something's going to come up that you're not aware of, and it feels like it's positive, but either there's something coming up or something that you've been considering. But I'm feeling like there's a financial decision that's being made or that needs to be made. Sometimes I get the motion, and it's
nobody looks at me and thinks money. So thank you. Thank you. That was fantastic. Thank you so much. We just want to know what deck you're using.
Archangel Michael, Doreen Virtue.
So this is an out of print.
These are beautiful.
These are Hay House. Doreen Virtue has since denounced all of this stuff, but she made so many decks, and then she moved on and moved more into her Christian walk, and decided that these things were kind of tools that were negative. But our feeling, and they're controversial because of that, our feeling is that when she made them, her intention was pure. And we feel that these cards are some of the most expressive and the most easy to work with, as far as it feeling like it's hitting the message exactly the way it needs to be translated to people. I love it. So we love these decks. You can still get them like on eBay and things, but they don't make them. They're out of print. So we highly recommend. It's our favorite deck of all the couple dozen.
There's something about those Michaels, huh?
We tolerate.
That's my name too. Oh, look at that.
Oh my gosh.
That's your name too? Oh wow!
I'm such a fan.
Is your first name Saint?
Jenny the fangirl.
Hey, fangirl.
Fangirl. He calls me fangirl.
Fangirl.
Because I love everybody. He's like, you love everybody. I'm like, I do.
That's a good energy to have. Because with Anthony, you can't always tell. You can't always tell.
Yeah. Forget about it.
If he doesn't kick your ass,
we gotta pick and choose. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
I will tell you, Anthony.
You know what you're saying.
Your ability is one of my favorite, and the things that I'm most delighted by, and in all of people that have the ability to see the spirits and then draw them. To me, that is a gift, and
it's gold.
It brings us, because even though I've seen things, I rarely see, like I can count on 2 hands the times I've seen a full-on apparition. Like it's not frequent. I sense. I see shadows, but as far as explicit things, I don't often see. That's not my strongest sense. So for somebody like you who can help us, who don't usually see them, kind of see what's actually out there, it opens a door for a lot of us. So man, I really, really appreciate what you do.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I feel I give the spirits, and I give the spirits a face.
Yeah. You have such integrity. I've seen other people do it, but not everybody does it with the same integrity. So we definitely just want to appreciate that.
Most definitely.
That's something that should be celebrated and enjoyed. Thank you.
And Jenny,
awesome.
A heart-centered scientist, you're bringing your own gifts and talents out. So we love that too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I appreciate you guys. I mean,
thank you for being
for a
here.
while now, and it's like,
we've been looking forward to this.
We're looking forward to this and getting you guys on the show. You guys definitely have to have a repeat performance here.
Let us know. Let us know
this stuff.
I'm so happy you guys could make it tonight.
It was so fun.
It was
so much.
Great show.
I feel like we didn't even touch. We just started, and it's
I know.
More to say.
There's a lot of room. And
you want to know something? Everybody that was in the audience stayed the overtime.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
Awesome.
Hey.
Thank you all so much.
Bonus.
They stayed with the overtime. So that's an awesome, because around the 2-hour mark, people usually fall off.
Yeah.
I don't think we lost anybody.
No, we
That's
didn't.
super cool.
We didn't.
So
Well,
that
thank
was
you all.
awesome.
And let your producer know that my word count went up after 10 too. So
Wait,
it's not going to earn me any money, but I got points.
He got double word and a half after 10.
Yeah, double word.
Michael gets time and a half. Yeah, for that. He gets overtime.
Good. So
I love it.
I think we're going to have to go soon.
Yeah. Okay.
I hate
look,
to do
Chris
this.
is still here.
Oh, Dice.
Oh, you rock, Chris.
Hey, Chris, just can you give us the date of the release of your show?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, please.
On
appointment viewing.
I've been sharing it.
You know, we've been sharing it, but I want to make sure the audience knows.
But I'm sure they don't mind if we do this quickly because
I know you don't want to do self-promotion.
We're all looking forward to it.
We wouldn't be sitting next to each other without those events.
And they couldn't have timed October 7th.
October 7th.
They could not have timed the release better. You know, you've really got the nation.
Jenny and I fighting over here to put it on.
You know,
we see it going on. I'm hitting it, she's hitting. We're going back and forth.
We're both so excited. It's the
October
day.
7th. Yeah, Netflix.
Really awesome.
You got to check it out. It really is.
And guess what? You guys got to be here. It's International Podcasting Day.
That's right. It's International Podcasting Day today.
Someone told me that. Wow. I was like,
wow. We meant to talk about that, but
it was like meant to be.
We should have made T-shirts.
Love it.
They had so many people they could have had on today, and they chose us. That's
right.
That's right. I mean, we're proud to have you guys on. This is awesome for us.
Well, we haven't done one in a while. We love these, and it just schedule-wise, it's been crazy. We've been asked, but it's just
we get that.
We got lucky with you guys tonight.
So. We're going to see you in person soon, I hope. Let's get together. Let's investigate.
We all live in the same region. There's no reason we shouldn't schedule things.
I agree.
Yeah.
So,
I'm going to we're going to have to end the show, but stay on afterwards.
Yep.
Sure.
We'll talk a little bit.
We're still here.
Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Thanks, everyone.
You guys are awesome. Thank you all.
Chris and Greg.
Thanks, everybody.
All of our new friends.
Adam,
everybody. Only two people.
Mary Beth.
They you know what I mean? So we really do got to end the show because I don't want to get in trouble and get kicked off. But I want to say, everybody, thank you in the audience for showing up. Chris, it's great to see you out there too, and everybody else that's in the audience, Adam, Mary Beth, and Una. Is that how you say her name?
Linda,
Linda. Okay, Linda. And I just want to thank everybody for being on the show. You guys were awesome. We had a great show tonight. Yay. You know, we went into overtime. The producer even gave us permission to be in overtime.
Usually he's like,
boy, he usually wants us off before, but he gave us the overtime for you guys, which was awesome.
Yay.
And,
first time.
So I want to say thank you for everybody, and we're going to get going.
This was a blast.
I just want to tell everybody, you know, if you're out on investigations, you got to be safe. You want to look for ghosts. You don't want to be a ghost. And, you know, I want to say, hey, forget about it. Ciao, familia. Good night, everybody.
Bye,
ciao, familia.
Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Take care. Bye.
Hey, how you doing?